All right, everyone, how you doing? Welcome back. Today we're talking Plash Palatka, comrades, and here we have our canvas Russian cape slash tarp slash house slash wind guard slash camouflage slash everything. For those of you familiar with this thing, what makes it really unique is it's an age-old piece of equipment. I have some details on it. I think it came in around World War One or two, probably pretty much World War Two, and it's still in use today. What it really is a really old garment, typically always made of cotton, a tight weave canvas. You'll find it with grommets. It'll have metal or leather, depending on whether it's an authentic original or sort of a remake later on down the road. It's has drawstrings built into it in order to turn it into a cape, and I'll go into the details on this later as well. Which might as well jump into it now, actually. All right. So today I'm going to bring you through my plash, and I'll be rolling in some B-roll so you can see how I set it up as a tarp. It is a really small tarp, and I'm going to wax it today with you guys, but I wanted to kind of give you some background on it as well. So you can find these a lot of places, mostly eBay. You'll find them at Varistaluka. You'll find them on American Pipe Dream Apparel, any most surplus places. For Americana Pipe Dream Apparel, the way they have it described on their site is the Plash Palatka is one of the most coveted pieces of Comblock surplus gear. You can use them as a shelter half, a poncho, or most anything else you can do with a tarp. The Plash Palatka comes with drawstrings to tighten the hood, brass grommets for tent poles, sewn-in toggles, and slits for your hands when wearing the shelter half as a poncho. It can be used as a makeshift shelter, ground cloth, camouflage cover, bedroll, and other items. With two shelter halves, you'll be able to assemble a pup tent. So genuine Romanian People's Army surplus is what Americana Pipe Dream has. Color will vary slightly from photos, weighs 3 pounds, approximately 70 inches, and most of them are, including mine. Mine came from Rivers to Luca, and construction tele woven water resistant cotton canvas. And what makes this really cool is you can see the arm slits here they're talking about. So sometimes these tarps can have, or capes I should say, can have one slit or two. Mine has two, and there's parts to tuck the hood, the corner in under and tighten the hood. Here's actually a diagram. I think this is from some Russian military manual, and this is, I think, from Wikipedia. I think I referenced this. The Russian army used Plash Palatkas, literally cape tents, designed to be used as both part of a larger tent cover or an individual weatherproof cape since 1894. So even pre-World War One. And the modern version, virtually unchanged since, was introduced in 1936, with the camo version being available since 1942. So you see from the diagram here, the larger one, it's about 180 centimeters they have here, so just roughly under 6 feet. Now that's really important in that it's a small tarp. To use just this single piece like you see down here as a shelter, your feet are sticking out, but the idea behind this is it's better than nothing. If you have a full tent or a full tarp, or you have two of these, then it's much more functional. You can see how they are sort of set up as pup tents. Sometimes it's put as a dugout tent, and you can see them here all set up. For the diagram, you can see there are grommets all around, and in here there's an extra piece of cloth of where the strings are laced through, where you can tighten it into a hood and then tighten the hood itself. When you do put it into a hood or cape configuration, these corners can tuck in, and sometimes even there's some grommets some tabs here, toggles, in order to put this bottom part up, and at the bottom of the cape so it's not dragging on the floor. So it's a pretty cool piece of kit, almost indestructible. It's cotton canvas, right? Good kit never dies. These are images, I believe, from the Ukraine-Russia conflict. So you can see them in use still to this day as a wind block, rain block, anything like that, just to kind of keep their main kit dry as much as possible. And you can see this one actually only has one slit. This guy just has gear sticking out the front. This one appears to only have one slit as well, of where he has the buttstock of his rifle out. So pretty cool. As a shelter, as I was saying, you can see this is a single Plash Palatka, and you can see those little ridges there where the string is, the way this person set up. It is small. You can see this guy's barely tucked in there. Again, if this is the one piece of kit you have as a cape, you're doing some recce, you're doing like recce, some reconnaissance, and you're moving around, this is better than nothing if you get stuck out overnight, especially if it's raining. If your feet have to stick out and get a little wet, that's great. But having your head and shoulders mostly dry and being under a cover and having this thing that's blocking wind or reflecting heat if you set up a small fire is better than nothing. As I say here, one is better than nothing. On the diagonal, it's about 254 centimeters, so about 100 inches. So it can actually get you fully covered if you set it up right and keep it low enough to the floor. The most beautiful thing about it is it's really versatile. As you saw in the description, it could be used as a bedroll. You know, when you're out just under a tarp camping maybe, you can put your pad and put your sleeping bag inside of this and cover it, and embers will protect it and it'll block you from the wind as well. So it feels great. It is hefty, but that's what you get for having an indestructible piece of equipment. As contrast, something that I tend to carry with me and actually prefer is just the modern poncho. So it's also a great piece of kit. Of course, it's made of modern material like some type of polyester and nylon. It's light and compact, but the downproofs are it's easily punctured, right? So any stick can puncture it if you sort of punch it too hard, or it can get burnt really easily, and then you don't have a waterproof poncho anymore. Of course, it is easily repaired with some glue or tape as well. Another cool thing is it's 100% waterproof, a bit on what we're doing today, in that, you know, tight knit canvas can be waterproof, but as soon as you touch it, it starts leaking through, and it depends on the canvas and depends on the saturation and how much rain you have for how long. So I'm going to be waxing mine today with you guys. And of course, it's not as breathable. If you guys have ever worn a poncho and hiked with some gear on your back, man, does it get hot really quick. And the Plash breathes a little bit better from experience. All right, that's your 101. Yeah, so here she is. So again, I'm going to be rolling out B-roll throughout this, because you can kind of see the arm sleeves here. You see the toggles to open and close them and take them apart. I'm going to zoom in. You can see the grommets. This one I really like because it has the cross stitch and the metal grommet. So this is really tough. It's going to hold on. These are toggles. These are the toggles in order to connect them and use them as a pup tent. So this is where the shelter half functionality comes in. And let me show you quickly the string part of where you can turn it into a cape. So there it is. You can see how this goes, and you can just turn into a full cape by pulling it together. All right, I am going to get to waxing this. So what I want to do is, if I do use this as a tarp, I want to have a light waxing, but mostly as a cape. So if it does start raining, I can throw this on, and I can, let me zoom out here. I can throw this on, and here's the hood part. So this will be over my head. This is the string you tighten in order to pull it together. This will be mostly waterproof. So I'm going to do a heavier waxing on this section over here, and then wax it a little lighter throughout the rest of the body. And what I'm going to use for this is I'm going to use my Greenland wax that I have from Fjallraven. You can use any beeswax, paraffin wax. This stuff is overpriced and silly. I got it on sale, so I'm using this. But you don't need any Fjallraven stuff. Now, if you ever look at the Fjallraven guide on how to wax things, like their gear, their pants or whatever, you just kind of rub it on like this, and then you use a heat gun in order to melt it in. And that's it. So I'm going to just do that now. There you go. Just like this. Let me use this side. I'm just going to wax this canvas. some pressure on it. So this will make it heavier, but it'll also make it a little more wind resistant, and it'll make it more water resistant, which is awesome. It'll make it a little more stiff, which I actually appreciate. Like having a nice canvas tarp cape that's stiff is great. You feel invincible in this thing. I heard a good Plash Palatka might stop a bullet. I don't know if that's true. But it can stop a 5.56. Maybe. Yeah. Let's zoom back to this. See the wax just going in. Get these corners. Yeah, I can already see it's kind of eating into my wax a little bit. It's great. This part I don't need to wax right there at the corner because this always gets tucked underneath the hood anyways. So I'm fine with that. And you can do multiple coats. Today I think I'm just going to do one coat. Plash Palatka. I've brought this hiking a couple times. I've never really had to use it, but man, do I feel good when I have it with me. It does feel like a house on your back when you have it with you, like you're able to survive the night. All right, let's melt this section in with my heat gun. That makes short work of things. I probably will do 2 coats to make sure it really gets in there. That's what's fun about waxing things, and especially on canvas or poly cotton. You can just be so selective with how you waterproof it. And with like a Gore-Tex piece of pant, like Gore-Tex pants or whatever, or a cover K poncho, you just have to carry all that lack of breathability and weight with you. But with the waxing stuff, you just wax the parts you need. Awesome. That was easy. Okay, I'm going to come back this and do a second coat, but I want to get the rest of this as well. Shit, it's so huge is a lot. This is kind of the shoulder section, so I definitely want to do here as well. I'm going to do 2 coats here as well. Yeah. Mine's really unique. I'll show you in a minute. In that I've got pockets on the inside of mine. I don't think I'd ever really use them, but you can never have too many pockets. It's good to have, just in case. I do think I should be more generous and hard with this wax. Really get it in there. Definitely want to get this section too, the string. because it'll be absorbent otherwise. All the water will like run down to the section and just saturate it. So you definitely want to get this as well. And of course the stitching. And you know, while I'm at it, I'll do the second coat of the hood. And then heat gun this thing. And then I'm pretty much done. I'm not going to do quite the rest of it. Because what is good is, since this whole section is waxed, what I can do is if I ever set this up as a tarp, I'll make sure my head is in this section. So this is the bottom part. Yeah. Kind of see how it's looking. Nice. Waxy. Very waxy. Very protected. My comrades would be proud. Alright. Let's do the second coat on the hood, because that's actually the only thing I honestly care about. There's nothing more demoralizing than rain just pouring down on your head and your face. Knowing it's just easily managed with like a hat, a hood, or in this case, your Plash Palatka. And these are cheap. Like I got mine for like, I swear, 40 bucks. So if you find you're able to find one at a surplus store, just get it, man. They're fun to have. And when you put it on, you really feel like you have body armor on. You're good. Feels great. All right. Look at that. Let's heat gun this. Nice. What I'm going to do too is get some water and toss it on here and just see how it beads up, if at all. This is the shoulder section. This will help prevent burning as well. If you do have it on by a campfire, it will stop the garment from maybe burning, getting a hole burnt in it as well. If you don't have a heat gun, it's worth the money. I got this on Amazon for like 30 bucks. It'll save you a lot of time and effort. Alright. I think I got it all. Awesome. I might do more, but I'm not going to waste your guys' time and do it on camera. What I will do, though, is let me get some water and see how this beads, if at all. All right, comrades, let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. That's great. That's beautiful. Huh? Huh? Isn't that wonderful? It works. I love it. I love it. Look at that. I love it. There's some absorption. I'll zoom back in. There's a little bit, but hey man. For my first coat, I'll probably might do one more. We'll see. That's great. All right, guys. That's really it. This is a quicker one today. It's kind of wanted to bring you through the Plash Palatka. Definitely get one if you can. Wax it if you can. I'll still have to test this to see if it was worth the effort, but I think it is, definitely. If I get caught in rain, just having even a little bit more rain protection, if I don't have a plastic poncho, this is great. And I'm one day planning on camping out in just this. So I'll test this out and see how it goes. It'll probably be miserable compared to a tent, but it'll be fun. All right, thanks for joining me. Take care. Thank you so much.